Alamut, the fortress of the assassins. History is filled with countless wars, empires, and intrigues. However, some stories transcend time, turning into legends and remaining a subject of discussion even today. One of these stories is that of Alamut Castle, hidden deep within the rugged and nearly inaccessible mountains of Iran. This castle was not just a structure of stone and walls. It was the headquarters of the assassins, a mysterious order founded by Hasan Sabbah. But who were the assassins? Were they truly hashish-consuming fanatics who were promised paradise and terrorized the world with their assassinations? Or were they simply a misunderstood group, demonized by their enemies, who used clever military tactics to survive? Let's dive into the dusty pages of history and uncover the true story of Alamut. It all began in the 11th century, nearly 1,000 years ago. Hasan Sabbah was born in the city of Qom, Iran. From a young age, he was highly dedicated to his education. Thanks to his intelligence, he studied in Ray, one of the most important educational centers of the time. However, Hasan Sabbah was not only interested in science and philosophy, he was also deeply involved in politics. At that time, the Ismaili sect was engaged in a struggle against the Abbasid Caliphate in the Great Seljuk Empire. Sabbah joined the Ismailis at a young age and later traveled to Egypt, where he received advanced theological training from the Fatimid Caliphate. Upon completing his education, he returned to Iran, determined to resist the growing power of the Seljuks. However, confronting such a powerful empire was no easy task. He needed a fortress, a safe haven, and most importantly, a base of operations that would be nearly untouchable. That's when he set his sights on Alamut Castle. Located atop the Elburz Mountains, Alamut was a formidable defensive stronghold built on steep cliffs. However, Hasan Sabbah did not seize this fortress through direct military confrontation or a bloody siege. According to historical accounts, he spent years carefully planning his takeover. First, he converted some of the castle's garrison soldiers to his cause. Then he slowly gained the trust of the local population. By 1090, the castle's commander, Mahdi, was known for his love of drinking and indulgence. Using his intelligence and strategic maneuvering, Hasan Sabbah successfully took control of the fortress without spilling a single drop of blood. From that point onward, Alamut became the center of his movement and the training ground for his devoted followers, known as the assassins. The assassins' greatest strength was not their armies, but rather their dedicated warriors, known as fedayeen. These warriors were personally trained by Hasan Sabbah, undergoing rigorous mental and physical conditioning that instilled discipline, unwavering loyalty, and absolute fearlessness. They were willing to die for their leader without hesitation. But who were their targets? The assassins primarily targeted Seljuk viziers, military commanders, and other political figures whom they considered enemies. One of their most infamous assassinations was that of Nizam al-Mulk, the Grand Vizier of the Great Seljuk Empire. This leads us to an important question. Did they really use hashish? Some historical sources claim that Hasan Sabbah drugged his followers with hashish, tricking them into believing they had experienced paradise so they would follow his orders without question. However, many historians believe that this was likely a fabrication spread by their enemies to discredit them. What is certain is that these warriors acted with unwavering commitment, carrying out their missions with precision and without fear of death. For decades, the assassins instilled fear throughout the region. However, they eventually faced an enemy far beyond their capabilities, the Mongols. In 1256, the Mongol army, led by Hulagu Khan, launched a campaign against Alamut. The assassins, despite their well-planned defenses, could not withstand the overwhelming force of the Mongol invasion. The fortress fell, its great libraries were burned, and the legacy of Hasan Sabbah was seemingly erased from history. Or was it? Today, the legend of the assassins lives on in popular culture, from historical novels to blockbuster films and video games. The famous Assassin's Creed franchise draws direct inspiration from the real-life assassins and their legendary fortress, Alamut. But in reality, who were the assassins? Were they ruthless fanatics, or were they strategic masterminds ahead of their time? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue uncovering the hidden pages of history.